Hi, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Carrie.
And we're identical twins.
We are so excited to talk to you about all things related to church music here on
Hymn Talk, Twin Talk.
Now, each week we will break down a hymn,
It could be an old favorite,
or it could be one you've never heard of.
but it is our prayer that you will worship with us no matter what song it is.
So let's get started here on
Hymn Talk, Twin Talk. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Carrie.
And we're identical twins.
And this is a special bonus episode on December 12th. It's our birthday today.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Birthday. Let's have a little applause.
Yay. Thank you. It's our birthday, and this is a Hymn Talk, Twin Talk first.
Because we've never done this before.
No.
Now, I think we have gone live, but the idea here is that we are going to publish this episode like right after we finish, and it's just going to be no editing. It's just us talking.
You're just getting us with all of our mistakes and blunders.
Well,
Because usually she tries to make us sound way smarter on the podcast than we are in real life.
it's not really about smart. It's just like about not silly.
Because sometimes we do get silly.
Yes.
Speaking of silly, like, do we have our hymnals?
I don't even think I have a hymnal here.
I mean, we need to be able to sing it or something later. No?
Well, that's okay. All right. So first of all, we just want to thank you for being here.
Yes.
It is our birthday. Carrie and Kelly were born on December 12th. Are we giving the year?
No, don't have to say the year. No.
In Methuen, Massachusetts.
Yep.
So it is our birthday. Kelly, we are twins. We've always shared a birthday, and we always inevitably get asked, how is it sharing your birthday? Do you mind it? Is it a problem? And I don't know.
I mean, the answer is just no.
No,
I mean,
we don't care.
I know. It doesn't matter to us. I mean, actually, I really appreciate having someone to celebrate with,
Right. And you might, and maybe not now, I have a husband and kids,
Right,
but
right.
you might have years where, will anybody remember your birthday?
Maybe
Will
you don't have someone special in your life.
Will anybody call you? But when you have someone who has the same birthday, it's automatic. Hey, happy birthday. What are you doing?
Right. And, we are together a lot and we have a lot of the same friends, but we also have different friends. So I feel like I get such a variety of people wishing me a happy birthday, like people I barely know.
Because they're
they're your friends or they know you. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I like that. I mean, we're the kind of people that will kind of celebrate and make a big deal out of anything.
Yeah.
And maybe being a twin and having a second person around to celebrate with kind of help that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think we have been, sort of fascinated by the numbers, 12,
Yes.
12. I feel like
12's our favorite number.
yeah, and we say it all the time. Our birthday's 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. I feel like everybody who talks to me for more than 10 minutes knows that my birthday is 12/12. I feel like we say it a lot. It's just kind of fun.
And 12/12 2012 was a big deal for us. I mean, and actually turning 12 on 12/12 was a
Right.
big
We
deal
thought that
back
was a big
then.
deal.
Yeah.
But in 2012, we had a huge party. It was a Wednesday night, and we said, it's 12/12/12. We're having a huge party. Either the world is going to end, or we'll be with our,
We'll be with everyone we know and love.
Yeah, and we'll just have a great time. So we had a big party on 12/12/12. And people still ask us about that. You had a big party on 12/12/12. Are you going to have another one? And it's no. It was kind of once a millennium thing. Yeah.
All right, I'm checking our Instagram. It says that it's having trouble loading the live video.
Oh, so it's not on
we
at
might
all?
be losing our Instagram people.
So again, this is a podcast episode, so you can, we usually launch episodes on Monday mornings. I mean, I'm going to try to publish it right after we're done.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm
With
just
all the
gonna publish
mistakes
it.
and blunders.
So, all right, do you want to talk about some of the questions that we've been asked? Or
Yeah,
do you want
so
to do presents first?
We've been asking you for questions, and obviously if you have another question, you can type it right there. We do get a lot of questions for being twins. I think twins fascinate people. Twins confuse people. Twins kind of creep people out, which I totally get, believe me, especially identical twins.
Especially adult identical twins.
Like us.
Like us. We got a couple of questions about do you go to the same hairdresser? Do you shop at the same stores? How, do you do these things to make so that you look even more alike? No.
No.
No, I mean, we have never gone to the same hairstyle.
No, never.
I mean, we both have the same hair, and we.
I mean, it's a little different.
It's a little different. I don't know, right? I feel like it's very different.
Sometimes we look at each other and I'm like, oh, I want my hair to be more like that. Or, yeah.
Is that the color of mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I always think of Hermione in the Harry Potter movie, in The Prisoner of Azkaban, when she goes back in time and she sees herself. She's like, is that what my hair looks like from behind? We can see that every day. Yeah.
We totally see it every day. Yeah, and I mean, do we shop at the same stores? So you're more of a shopper than I am.
I know. Someone asked us what's one thing we like and one thing someone doesn't like.
Yeah.
And I think shopping is a big part of that. I like to shop. I have great luck at Marshall's.
Right.
Do you?
No, I hate that store. I can't.
And I also love consignment stores.
I mean, I do too, but I don't really feel like I ever have luck.
I do.
Yeah.
I have luck.
So, well, I mean, we're diving right into a question. I was answering the other question. But all right. So, yeah, we had someone ask us, what is something that you like that I really don't like and something that I like that she really doesn't like? So you thought of shopping?
No, I immediately thought of something else.
I thought of something.
Okay, let's see if we have the same answer.
This might be a Him Talk, Twin Talk fun fact.
Okay, so ready? We're going to count to 3 and we're going to say it at the same time. Something you like that I don't.
Well, how specific are you going to get?
I don't know. Pretty specific. It's one thing.
Wow.
All right, let's see if it's the same one.
All
Are you
right,
ready?
ready.
This is like,
Something
we do this all the time, actually, and then we just edit it out.
I know, it's true. No editing this time.
Okay, ready?
All right,
One.
so something that I really like that she doesn't.
1, 2, 3.
Video
Fortnite.
games. I said, are you going to be specific?
I mean, I like video games. Like, I play Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's true. I like shoot 'em up video games.
She likes Fortnite, you guys. I mean, a lot. Her and the 12-year-olds of the world unite together.
It is such a good game.
And so I'll talk to her, and she's like, I'm in the middle of a game. I'll call her. I'm in the middle of a game. I can't talk.
I actually ignore her call.
Right.
if
And
I'm in
then
the middle of
I'll
a game.
come over, and she's like, I'm just finishing it up. And I'll try it. Let me play too. And I don't get it.
I really like it. So it's first of all, I mean, I don't know. I think it's fun. I mean, of course, I don't like killing people or anything, but you don't really die. It's fake. It's a game, and the people get right up afterwards. Like after you die, you just respawn and you get a new life. So the whole killing doesn't bother me. I like the whole. I actually really like the artistry of the game. I mean, the way they animate, the way these things, I mean, there's shadows, there's dimensions, there's colors, and they're always coming up with new stuff. We're on a new season right now. It just opened this week, and it's very cool. There's ice, and when you're running on the ice, you slide. I mean, there's just really cool things. I'm a huge, huge Fortnite fan. I just think it's really, really fun.
If you like Fortnite, we want to know about it. So give us some thumbs up if you're a Fortnite fan. So one of our followers just said, but do you like Candy Crush?
So,
because I am so addicted to Candy Crush.
Yes. So I actually really love Candy Crush, but I don't have it on my phone. I don't play anymore. I was playing for the longest time with you. I would get stuck on a level and ask her to help me. I mean, we did this. We did this whole thing.
Because I'm very good at it.
She's very good.
I'm on level 6,893 or something. Like, I've been playing since my kids were babies and they're in their 20s. So I have been playing it a long time.
You're really proud.
So I'm so good at Candy Crush, and she's so good at Fortnite.
So the other thing that I really have enjoyed that I really like that I don't know if you hate it or you just don't really like it as much as I do. But I love
Wait, let's do it at the same time because I have one too. So something that you like that I'm not really crazy about.
I mean, I love.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The
Podcasts.
Mandalorian. Where's my wrong answer?
She loves podcasts. She's all about them.
Okay.
And I'm like,
let's just go back to The Mandalorian because that thing is so cute.
I love The Mandalorian.
You do?
Yeah, but I haven't watched it and stuff.
Then you don't love it.
I mean, what I've watched, I've loved, but I'm behind.
It's over. All right, look, I do love The Mandalorian. I love Star Wars stuff. And my favorite Christmas movie. Well, actually, I think I wouldn't
Oh
call
my
it
gosh,
favorite.
this is totally a fun fact for twins.
Oh.
Because your favorite Christmas movie is a movie I've never seen.
It's impossible. What's my
I've
favorite,
never seen
favorite
it.
Christmas movie?
Your favorite Christmas movie. Ready? 1. Are you with me?
There's no way you haven't seen
I've
it.
never seen it. None of them. There's multiples too.
You've never seen not one.
Not to one.
Like a piece of it?
I mean, like the scratched face, maybe. Okay, ready?
I love
Carrie's favorite Christmas movie.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I love the movies
Die Hard. I've never even seen one. I've never even seen one.
They're so good.
Just the other night I said to the kids, we should watch Die Hard. I've never seen it.
You need to watch it. What is with me? I do like these shoot 'em up stuff.
You have some like pent up aggression or something.
Die Hard. I mean, if you're at the Nakatomi Plaza in 1988,
What does that even mean?
you need John McClane.
Is that Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Hans Gruber. I mean, I love
Hans Gruber? Isn't he a composer?
Hans Gruber, Hans Zimmer.
Oh, Hans Zimmer.
I do love the Die Hard movies. Okay,
So what's my favorite Christmas movie?
well, I mean, so I love Die Hard. I mean, don't get me wrong, but to sit and have an awesome Christmas movie with my family, I'm not watching Die Hard. To me, my favorite is Elf.
We should have said it at the same time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Elf.
I mean, I love Elf. There's no way that I could, yeah.
Okay, but like pre-Elf, and even still to this day, like I would say like close second. Oh my gosh, is this movie that I cry? I just
laugh.
it
Yeah,
brings
I think we have the
it
same
brings
one.
like the magic of Christmas to life, and I just love it. Like the characters in the movie are on a journey, and you take that journey with them. Okay.
That's not the movie I'm thinking of.
Ready? You want to say it together?
No, I know it's not right. There's no journey in mine.
It's not a journey. They don't travel anywhere.
Well,
It's-
actually, there is kind of a journey. All right, ready?
Ready? 1,
One,
2,
two,
3.
three.
Miracle on
Alone.
34th Street. Where's our wrong answer?
Kelly, I've never even seen Miracle.
With the little girl, and it's like, oh my gosh,
Macy's.
that really handsome man. Oh my gosh, I forget his name. Who's the handsome man on Miracle on 34th Street? He was in The Practice. Oh,
Dermot Mulroney?
yeah. Dermot
like him.
Mulroney. Is that his name?
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that little girl was just so sweet.
but that's like a newer one. Isn't there an old one?
Yes. There's like a black and white one, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
All
are we doing Christmas movie recommendations? Because that's what we recommend to you.
Yeah.
Ashley says she's never saw any of them.
Ashley, you've never seen Elf? I mean, I love Elf.
I do
There are
too.
so many things in Elf. Like, yeah. So
That we quote from. Like, it's just like so much part of our
I
everyday
think
culture.
of the Elf every day. So I stand outside for dismissal with my students, and I'm waving goodbye to them. And they drive by me, they roll down their windows, and I'm just standing outside every day. That's my job. I get big bucks for it.
Wow.
And I say bye to them every day. Bye, Jack. Bye, Elizabeth. And it makes me think of Buddy the Elf saying, bye, Mr. Narwhal.
Yes, that's right.
Like I
That's
do
right.
it every
That's right.
day. Bye, Mr. Narwhal. And I do it every day to all my students. And I feel like, can they tell that I'm trying to sound like Buddy the Elf?
I always say, like, smiling is my favorite.
Yes, smiling's my favorite.
And then I always say, well, make work your favorite. Because, like, if my kids aren't, like, doing what I want them to do, like, this is your favorite. And then I'll say, the best way to bring cheer is singing loud. So spread cheer is singing loud for all to hear. I mean, we want... Okay. We want our kids to, be singing, my students, to be singing loud. And sometimes I'm giving them, like, the most fun song, and I'm loving it. And they're like, so I try to get them to be smiley and happy.
Okay, so this question was a great question.
Okay.
Anything else to add about what we like and don't
I know.
like?
There was quite a few.
The only other thing that I thought of, I really thought of my shoot 'em up movies and video games.
Right.
And I thought of olives.
Yeah, I don't like olives.
I love olives. I've just gotten into Kalamata olives. I mean, they are so good.
And you like feta cheese.
And I love Greek salad, so I love my olives, my feta cheese. Yeah.
And mine come right off.
Yeah. Which it's so,
And
so
you had this,
surprising.
like, experience over the summer that made you fall in love with something that I was like, please, no.
I had an experience in the summer. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What is it?
Podcasting?
Podcasting?
Camping.
Oh, I didn't love camping.
Yes, you did.
No.
Outside, being outside in
No.
the nature.
I loved camping under, like, the most perfect circumstances.
What were those circumstances?
So I had an air mattress. I was in a tent. I was on soft, beautiful grass. The lawn, this was Cousin Aaron's backyard. Beautifully manicured lawn. The sun was shining. It was warm. I wasn't cold. And then
it wasn't raining.
It wasn't raining. And then in the morning, like we went into his house for coffee and breakfast. In the morning, we ate around the table. We had dinner together. I mean, my husband would never consider that camping.
Okay.
That's staying at someone's house.
But it's not really glamping either.
I mean, I went inside. I went to the bathroom in a house.
Right.
I brushed my teeth in a house. Like, that's so different. Now, I had to go camping with our youth group.
Yes.
And it was the exact opposite. The porta potty was like a 15-minute walk. Yeah. And it was muddy and wet. You would put your foot into the ground and it was summer, so it was hot, but your sandal would just come right off. Like you couldn't even it was so, that to me is camping. What I did at Cousin Aaron's was awesome.
Okay.
And my cousin was an amazing host, and we just went into the house. I mean, when I was camping on Gunstock Mountain with our youth group, and I had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, I left my tent and started to walk down the mountain to go to the porta potty, and I got scared. Did you hear this story?
No.
I got scared. I froze.
Because in the dark.
It was totally dark, and I thought I saw two eyes looking at me. I saw them. I saw them looking at me, and I had to like figure out what I was going to do because he was frozen still, whatever was looking at me and watching and waiting for me to walk. So
he could eat you.
He could eat me. So I woke up my husband. And I was like, I know that it's totally irrational, but I really think there's a bear looking at me. Like, you have to walk me to the porta potty. And he did. But it was scary. That, to me, like, what I did at Cousin Aaron's was not camping.
Right.
Okay, so that was such a great question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because we feel like we're so alike. But we do have differences. Yeah.
All right. So we did have some twin questions.
Yeah.
So did you get separate birthday cakes or did you share one?
I think maybe 1 year Mom gave us two to help us.
Most of the time we just shared everything. Yeah. There were a couple of times in our childhood that we said, let's have separate parties, separate cakes. But
separate friends. But it never, we would much rather be together than separate.
Right.
And then I remember my parents were doing a renovation on the second floor of our house. Yeah. And they were going to, refinish and make another room. Ooh, sorry. Make a whole brand new bedroom. So the plan throughout the whole course of this reconstruction was that one of us would get the new room. And
there was a lot of talk about the new room,
right?
Like which one's gonna get it?
Right.
Who's gonna get it?
Because of course we both kind of wanted it, but also we both kind of wanted the same room.
Right.
And guess what happened when the room was finished? Any guesses?
We both moved into it.
We both moved in. Yeah. We did not want to be separate.
Yeah, we just moved in and we
had another extra room.
Right. It was no problem. So yeah. All right, another question. Have either of you broken any bones? Mm-hmm. And if yes, who and what? So I've never broken a bone.
So weird. And I've broken bones.
I've never broken a bone. She's like done ankle stuff, knee stuff.
My kneecap.
So I think the question here really ought to be is who is the clumsier twin? Because it's Kelly.
I am.
But I also think
if there's one of us going down for something, it's Kelly. Like
yeah, and if I fall just by chance, they're like, "What are you doing?" Like being like Kelly.
But you fell recently. You fell recently and really hurt yourself.
I don't even remember. Really? When?
Yes, I remember. I mean, you were like, Kelly, down the stairs. Was it down these stairs?
Oh, that was a while ago. That was like when COVID first happened. I was walking
she was
downstairs.
A mess.
I was walking with my laptop to do like a video for my students.
Yeah.
And I tripped over like the dumbbells, that are in the basement that my kids have. But I was holding my laptop like this.
I thought you were talking about your kids.
Dumbbells. Wait.
Where's our rim shot?
So, and then the other question is, have you had any like weird twin instances where you felt each other's pain?
Only one.
I mean, only one.
But it was a big one.
It was a big one. A lot of times we'll call each other and be like, how are you? I'm not feeling great. How are you? Like we have that all the time. Like, were you feeling anything this morning? Because I didn't feel great. We do stuff like that. And, is it a twin thing? Is it just coincidence?
Is it just like because we're really close? I will say that not too long ago, she had a procedure done. So she was in the hospital. I don't even think I told you this. And like my principal was talking to me about something, and she's like, "Are you okay? It looks like you're crying." And I was like, totally not crying because of her or because of the conversation. But I think like there was like a lot of like pent up stress and anxiety and worry over you that I didn't even like really realize it. I was like, do I look sad? And she's like, yeah, you look sad today. And I was like, oh, well, my sister's going in for something. I don't know if that's like making me feel that way. So I think we're just really connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one story that we tell.
Yeah.
You want to tell the story?
Yeah. Well,
so we were
20s, early 20s.
And I was home with my dad watching TV. And she was out at a dancing rehearsal. She was doing choreography for the show that she was in. And my dad and I were watching TV, and we kind of like spread out. I was actually lying down on the couch. He was like sitting on the other couch. And I ended up falling asleep. And I woke up, kind of shot up, sat right up. And I said oh, my shoulder hurts, my shoulder. And my dad was like, what are you talking about? Like, you've been asleep.
You've been asleep.
You haven't been. He thought I was dreaming. He thought I was talking in my sleep. And I was like, and then as I started to feel it, it was like, it really doesn't hurt? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I'm fine. And so I ended up going to bed, just like, and kind of forgetting about it. And then, I don't know, I would say an hour later, whatever.
Yeah.
Kelly,
I came home from the rehearsal, and I had dislocated my shoulder. And it was like
she was doing one of those
excrucicating pain
dance moves where she like flipped over someone, like in
the
50s.
Like we were back to back, and they bent forward, and they flipped me up. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
So
Fun fact, that dance partner became my husband.
Oh,
Fun fact.
So funny,
I know.
Yeah.
He flipped me over his shoulder.
But even my dad was like, Kelly came home and said that this happened, and he was like, you need to go talk to your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
he was the first one to be like, your sister just woke up with. Right. I wonder if Dad remembers that story, because that's like our one true twin pain story. So like that was, I wonder if Dad remembers that.
I mean, people ask us about that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, I mean, we've both had babies. We both have been in the hospitals for various things. It's never quite been that like specific shoulder.
Right. So, all right. So, can our kids tell us apart?
They can definitely tell us apart now.
Yeah.
When they were babies and toddlers, I think we would confuse them often.
Right. And we would often say, like, I remember babysitting her oldest. And when I would walk into the room after he woke up from a nap, I would always say, it's Auntie.
Right.
It's Auntie.
Because they would be a little freaked out. So when I had 2 kids before she even had 1.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm reading what Mom said. And so she was with me a way lot more because she didn't have kids yet. So I feel like those first 2 kind of saw you a lot, like every day, like as much as their mom. Right. And then as we got more kids, we weren't able to like be together on a daily basis. Right. We were together a lot.
Sure.
But I think it was the first 2 that had the most experience with 2 of us.
So the thing is our kids are so comfortable with the other one.
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes they just call her mom by accident.
Yeah.
It's not because they really think she's the mom. It's just because, just, we often tell our kids that they have 2 moms.
Yeah.
And I think,
it's good for them. They need to.
They can get a little annoyed. They're like, well, seriously, you're nagging me too? Like, yeah.
But then sometimes we use each other because I'm like, I don't want to bring it up again. Can you talk to them about it? Yeah.
No, they do. They absolutely have 2 moms. And when they call us mom by accident, I don't really feel like it's because they forget.
They can't tell us apart.
It's just like this real sense of familiarity.
Yeah.
We often joke about the fact that they have the genetic makeup of half siblings.
Right.
Because they have received the genetic materials from us. Okay, this is science. They have the genetic makeup of us, and then their father brings.
And they're 2 different men.
2 different men. So so it's really like having the same mom and a different dad. So they have the genetic makeup of half siblings.
Yeah.
Which we think that's maybe why they're closer. But our mom just put a comment here on Facebook, and it's she would. I
And
remember
to this day, to this day, I think
it
it
still
still
happens. But if I go somewhere and I am not expecting to see a mirror, like you're at a museum and then there's a mirror, like you're at a different place. I mean, if you're at a bathroom, of course you expect there to be a mirror. But if I go someplace and there's not a mirror, and there is a mirror and I'm not expecting one, my first thought is Kelly's here.
right.
Like, oh, Kelly.
And that's what I think too. Because when you all see a mirror and when you all see yourself in a reflection, you know it's you because there's no one else in the world that looks like you. But when we see someone that looks like us, instead of thinking that it's us, I think it's her. And that happens a lot. So it looks like our friend Cindy is texting us. But Cindy, we can't see your texts because they are on the phones way far away. If you want us, send us a DM on.
Send us a message right here, unless she doesn't. Unless it's like private. Yeah, our phones are over there. We can't. Yeah. All right. So,
but it keeps popping up.
I know.
Text message.
Or text can.
Do you know Ellie's number?
All right. So more questions.
Okay.
So I think that was the only twin question.
Yes.
So do you want to move on to podcast questions?
Sure.
All right. So we often get asked why we started Him Talk Twin Talk. What led us to start it?
I feel like we should ask them. Okay, you guys, which one of us do you think likes podcasts and wanted to do it?
So it was definitely me.
It was all Carrie, you guys.
And when we talked about the things that we like and the things that we don't like,
back to?
I really like podcasts. And I don't like all podcasts, but I do love to listen to podcasts, and I feel like I rather listen to podcasts than music, which really, really surprises people. I started listening to The Office Ladies. So The Office Ladies.
That's like Jenna Fisher and
Yep.
Angela Kinsey
Yep.
from The Office.
And they do such a great job. They break down every episode. I mean, you can actually hear how Him Talk Twin Talk was even inspired by
Right.
that. They break down every episode in the tiniest detail. They time code things. So like, at 7 minutes, 32 seconds, you see this. They have background information. They do interviews like with different people who worked on the show. It could be a writer or an editor or a director or an actor. And they have a great time doing it. They talk
they're like
to each other.
laughing and
Yeah.
having a ball. So she said you have to listen to this podcast. It's so good. You have to.
I love it.
And so I listened to it, but I did not feel the same way that she felt.
She says she gets bored.
I
She
get bored.
listens and then she's like ready for something else.
Yeah.
For my drive.
Especially not being able to see it, just like kind of listening. I'd rather listen to like a musical soundtrack or something.
And I really like podcasts. So based on Office Ladies, I was like, I feel like I have my sister. I feel like I would want to do something. What are we experts in? Like, what can we talk about? What information do we have that we can share? And I mean, it didn't take long to come up with the only thing that we that we know about, which is church music.
Yeah.
And then, COVID hit.
Right.
So I was actually thinking of this, before, but then COVID hit.
And it made it really easy.
Yeah.
Our life changed so dramatically.
Right.
We weren't in the classroom. We weren't planning concerts. We weren't planning performances. We weren't planning trips. We weren't even planning worship services the way we used to. Like everything changed.
Right.
And I know people talk about when COVID hit, how much their lives changed. But I just feel like if you're in music or the arts or something in front of people, it changed so much. I mean, it just came to a halt. I mean, I had performances that
Right.
weekend that got canceled.
Right.
I had a trip to New York with my students. We were singing at Carnegie Hall 2 weeks, the end of March of 2020. That got canceled. Like everything stopped.
Yeah. I mean, COVID stopped a lot of things for a lot of people, but I felt like every aspect of my life was changed, and the things that brought me the most joy
Right.
were gone. So
Yeah, definitely. I felt that.
Singing with each other, singing with my students,
Planning a beautiful performance,
Yeah.
having an audience, having a congregation.
even like playing instruments and like sharing instruments. I mean, my students would be making music together. If you're making music with people, you have to stand next. My kids would have to sit next to each other, and they would pass the drum around and share it, and like it just changed everything. And And so then my idea for like this funny podcast where we could, share our knowledge, it really turned into like a blessing, like a ministry, like something that people needed.
And they were missing. They were missing.
Because I felt like it was missing. So
we thought other people did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so for people who, want a quick hymn just to sing along with, I mean, our podcast really isn't that.
Right.
If you want to listen to a great hymn sing along, I mean, there's plenty out there. And, even just listen to your favorite recording, like your favorite CD.
And it did kind of seem like no one was doing kind of what we were doing. Right. There's stuff out there that's we didn't want to be one of a million hymn podcasts. But what we were doing, you could find a lot of theology podcasts, a lot of Bible devotional podcasts, sermons. I mean, there's sermons, tons and tons and tons and tons of sermons.
From pastors just all over the world.
Right.
It's very cool.
But it just seemed like what we were doing was a little different.
Yeah, we got excited about it. It's like we can have like this really strong, sound theological base. We don't ever want to say anything that is untrue.
Right.
I mean, we can have this really strong biblical base and then share music, and we have that musical knowledge,
Yeah.
and then have fun.
Right. We wanted to have fun.
I really felt like I wasn't finding a podcast like that.
Yeah.
All right, so another question.
Cindy says that the Wednesday night hymn sings that we did in COVID were a lifesaver.
Yeah.
And that kind of started us going too.
Right.
We did Wednesday night hymn sings, all virtual, all on Facebook Live. And
we had fun.
We had a blast. And people could put their request in and we would sing it.
Yeah.
I mean, when do you get that?
Yeah. All right, so what was the most challenging song or hymn you've ever performed together? So that's so funny. I mean, is that a question about like performing outside of the podcast?
Or in the podcast, yeah.
I don't know.
So, you know what ends up being the challenge in the podcast? And you have no way of knowing this. That's why I wish we had a hymnal to kind of demonstrate. Yeah. But we'll find a hymn that was written by someone else, or we'll find another hymn that was written by the same writer, and we'll go, let's do that one. Let's show them that too. You have no idea that sometimes it's like, it takes us like 20 minutes to get that one right. My friend has said, like, how do you just start on the right key? How do you know? And I'm like, oh, because it took forever to get there.
Right. It really does take forever. I mean, some things we just sing. We just go, oh, we think of a song and we just do it.
Yeah.
There were a couple of ones that were hard. I mean, I can't actually think of them. I meant to like look at these questions and prepare.
There's been some weird ones. And you know what? Sometimes we'll go and sit down and sing it and go, it's too weird. It's too weird. So the thing is that old hymns that we're still singing today, for the most part, are like the best of the best. They are singable. They are theologically sound. People like them. There's enjoyment in them. So if we find a hymn that's really, really obscure and no one knows, but we want to demonstrate it because it's interesting to us for whatever reason, those are the hymns that kind of are hard to sing. Right. And they're not that pretty. And so we'll go, okay, forget this one. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm thinking of some of those weird ones. I mean, we just did He Made My Every Whit Whole.
Oh my gosh, we laughed so hard.
That took forever.
He made me every whit whole. That was fun.
He made me every whit whole.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Sometimes we disagree on who should be soprano and who should be alto. And a lot of times, honestly, if you hear us singing in unison, it's probably because we messed up the harmony and gave up on it. Truthfully. Let me see if I can get it there. So what was the hardest episode to record? What was the hardest episode to edit?
Which episode did we do that I did no research for? Do you remember?
I forget. Yeah.
There was one that I just couldn't. I had nothing. And she was like, Kelly, I have so much. Just come and you can use my stuff. So we used each other's stuff.
I think it was recently, Kel. Was it I Stand Amazed?
No.
Jesus the Nazarene, Charles Gabriel?
No, I definitely did that one.
Was it Make Me a Blessing?
Maybe. Or The Deep, Deep Love. I don't know. But so that was like hard for me because I didn't do the work ahead of time. But
well, speaking of work ahead of time, we got asked the question where we get our research from and how long it takes us.
Hours.
So
I mean, hours. We just I think of something else, and sometimes we
go down like a rabbit hole
for nothing.
For nothing. Like,
You know,
it doesn't
we're
yield anything.
hoping we're going to find, a living relative. We're hoping we're going to find some connection
Yep.
to another him, and we search it, and I'll go to like newspaper clippings and try to find something, and like sometimes all of that work was for nothing.
Or sometimes, like, a phrase or an expression is used, and in order to understand that phrase, I have to do all of this research. And then at the end, it takes me a sentence to explain it. You know what I mean?
know.
But I felt like it took me forever to get to that point.
Right.
We go to hymnary.org first. That's like our go-to. And then we just keep looking. We want to corroborate. Every once in a while, we get like different information, and it really, we just have to kind of go with what we think is right. I remember for Make Me a Blessing, we heard that the gentlemen were roommates together.
Right.
And we saw that. But there was like 8 years difference. So they would never be in college together. And then we found out that one of them was like a professor there at Moody. So like maybe they weren't roommates, but maybe they were just a professor and student. Like we really couldn't feel like 100% certain. But then you just look at enough stuff that calls them roommates. So you're just like, okay.
We're going to go with it.
We're going to go with it. And, it may have been a grad program or a conference. Maybe they weren't like ministers for 4 years of college. You know?
Right.
I mean, roommates for 4 years of college, and you just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
So the hardest episodes to edit are
So Carrie does all the editing.
Yeah.
Completely, 100%.
Right. The hardest episodes to edit have been the interviews.
Yes.
And I feel like, I think a lot of other podcasts do interviews really well, and maybe that is something that we can get better at. But I do think it's about the technology. The sound isn't great. The delay. I mean, I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to have you all listen to an episode and wait for answers. I mean, So I feel like that. I try to take out the delays, and then every once in a while, like, what the person says like cannot be heard. It just gets distorted. So,
I mean, the technology is awesome, but like it's not always awesome. It has failed us so many times.
And I feel like other
what podcast did we do? What recording session where we had never pressed record? Like we're pressing record, right? I always ask her like a million times.
It was early.
I ask her a million times. We're recording, right?
Like
we're recording.
Now think we all are God or something. Yeah.
Because and we just were talking, making our way through.
Oh, it was like 40, 50 minutes.
And then
the
she had never pressed record.
Yeah. So
we started again.
Yeah. So we have done our interviews. They are hard to edit. I do think we could use a different app. I do think we could get better at it.
Our in-person interviews, like Mom and Dad, are awesome.
No, it was incredibly hard to edit Mom's.
Don't embarrass her.
No, I mean, it's not that they're easy. I just think the sound quality.
The sound quality. It's a lot of the times with the people that were over Zoom or over FaceTime. Right. That has its own challenge.
But I mean, people, I think, really appreciated hearing from our parents. But we often joke with Mom, like
she wants to come on again.
She wants to come on, and she thinks she needs to redeem herself because she thinks she can do a lot better. But she did a great
you guys, she's an interesting lady. She likes napping.
Oh, my goodness.
Go back to Facebook.
All right. So, so a couple of the people that we've interviewed, I thought starting season 4 with Kate Whitley of Little Things Studio was wonderful. And I love the artwork. I love the connection to hymns. It's just such a fun connection. And she was just really great to talk to.
And it was right around there that we went to Gordon College homecoming and met a lot of our fans and talked to people and did a giveaway. And that was so fun.
Was super
Actually,
fun.
when we, meet you and talk to you and we interact with you, that's like the best.
Right.
Because look at us. We're in this little room and we're just talking to each other. It's like we don't know what's happening to our words afterwards. So hearing from you is great. It really sparked a wonderful kind of friendship with my friend Kristen that we hadn't talked in years, in decades. We went to college together and she found the podcast and I ended up, visiting her and spending an afternoon with her. And she's been a lot of fun. And she requested a hymn and we did it.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have friends and family and supportive people who listen to the podcast.
Yes.
But I don't think anybody is as supportive as
my husband. Is that what you're going to say?
I wasn't going to say that.
You were. You should have done 1, 2, 3.
He is so. Kelly's husband, like, is obsessed with the podcast. He like talks to me about very specific things.
He listens to it again.
He's like the perfect audience.
He is.
He really likes church stuff. He wants to learn.
He likes us.
He loves. He's in love with one of us.
Maybe both.
He does. No, but
he'll be downstairs and he'll be listening, and I can hear him cracking up. And I'm like, what are you doing down there? And he's like, oh, I'm listening to your podcast, and he's laughing.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he listens to it on the commute, and he does. You guys get into like deep conversations about it.
He talks to me about it. Yeah.
So this is what we say about our podcast. I think have we said this on the air?
Yeah. No, this is good.
Yeah, I say this all the time. We are introducing a whole generation to hymns. A whole new generation to hymns. And at the same time, we're introducing another generation to podcasts. We hope.
So, yeah. Our parents are very supportive. Your husband is very supportive. My husband is supportive too, but I don't, he's not like a podcast
Has
guy.
he even listened to an episode?
He's listened. But our friend, Emily.
Oh, yes.
So our friend Emily is a huge support. She likes it. She's interested. She
Although I think she's behind last time we talked to her. She needs to get listening.
She's a busy mom of 3.
And then our other friend, our friends at church, they homeschool their kids, and they use our podcast as their like music appreciation time. Yeah. And they have their quiet time, and they all listen.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah. I mean, to think that we're really educating even little kids is awesome.
I mean, I wouldn't say our podcast would be interesting for little kids, but if you have it on and they're
like doing a puzzle or something,
doing a puzzle or coloring or whatever, it's just on in the background. You never know what little tidbit it will be the takeaway. But Emily helped us with Instagram.
Yes,
and she asked us some really funny questions.
Okay,
I mean, which I feel like I have to ask them.
Okay,
but she wants to know where the top of her brownie pan went. Which I think it's in my kitchen somewhere.
Really?
Yeah. She also wants to know which one of the family is the favorite. So and her family. So Emily's.
No, she wanted to know which Ryan was our favorite. I mean, that's super easy.
Which one?
I mean, my favorite Ryan Reynolds.
We love all of the Ryans, and her mom is a huge listener too. I don't think her mom ever misses an episode.
And she requested we have a story to tell to the nations.
Yep. So, I mean, Kel, I think we're almost done. Do you want to do presents?
Yes.
Okay, so we do have presents. I feel kind of bad because I think our mom is watching.
I know, Mom. Are you watching?
Because you're getting the same thing.
I know. I
So
feel like
if
we're
you
gonna
could
wreck
just
this.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here's mine.
Okay.
Wow. Where's mine though?
Is there a blue bag right there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's heavy. I also thought we could sing a little, Care.
I feel like I have no voice, so I really feel like I have a tired voice, and we just sang in church.
We sang in church. It was an awesome praise set today. I
It was
loved
an
the
awesome praise set.
Loved the praise set.
I mean, that we sang again and again.
Yeah.
It was so good. All right, so am I opening first?
Yeah.
I feel like they're bells, Kelly.
Yes.
Let's see.
Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, you might have wanted to make it easier to open, considering we're live.
I didn't even think about it.
Oh.
I mean, I thought you could put them together, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet, Kel. I love it.
I didn't know if they could go on your door.
Yeah.
But aren't they pretty?
They're very cute.
And so we kind of like giving each other kind of musical gifts,
Yeah.
But also that's a reference to our maiden name, which is Bellarado. So we were the Bells.
Yep. I love it.
And when I was teaching at the beginning of my teaching career, I was Miss Bell, and so was she.
Bell. Yeah. Oh, those are cute, Kel.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
All right, so this is mine, and it feels very heavy.
I have a couple of things in there. Well, you had a couple of things too.
Is it a candle?
I mean, I've bought way too many candles.
She's like the
I'm
candle queen.
obsessed with candles.
Ooh, this is pretty. Oh, look at this, you guys! It says "Joy to the World." Oh, I love it.
It says "Joy to the World."
Joy to the world. We like buying him if we can find things that have hymns on them. We try to do that.
Can you see that? All right, what else? I mean, it's very easy to buy for her. I just buy things that I would like.
Right. Okay, so this is Brianna's handmade soap, mint cocoa dream sugar scrub. I love sugar scrubs.
So this is local. She's local. It's all organic.
Yeah.
She's actually vegan. And
I mean, I do this on my lips.
yeah. So does it say where she's from? So I bought this at Elsie's Pantry in Andover.
Arlington, Mass.
And Elsie's Pantry has all local artisans, craftsmen. It's all local people. And so this woman is in Arlington, Mass, which isn't far from us at all. And I thought
I love it on my lips, but I also like my hands.
good.
Yep.
Good.
Thank
All right. Well,
you.
thank you.
I love it.
Oh, I love
Happy
it.
birthday.
All
I
right.
mean, we are the best gift givers for each other.
Oh, for each other, for sure.
For sure.
I wouldn't say I'm like the best gift giver to anybody.
No, for each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to say I want something. I don't have
No.
to say I need something. I just we know each other's style. We know each other's likes.
Right. Well, this was easy.
This was easy.
So this is our birthday. Thank you for being here with us. And I mean, wasn't sharing the photos fun?
Yes. Well, I think we need to share the answers.
Yes, I will totally make like a
So a
post.
couple of things. One of our followers says that there's always one of us with a head tilt.
Right. And bless you. I
Excuse
would
me.
say that most of the time it's me,
I know, but then there'll be confusing ones.
but no.
Yeah.
I mean, and then sometimes like Kelly, like in some of our kid photos, Kelly would be on the left because of Al. My
Yes.
parents would do that. But again, not all the time. It does mess you
Right.
up.
If you can see us smiling,
Right.
I have a dimple up here.
And I don't.
Right. So that's
Right.
like a big thing. If you can kind of see the smile.
Yeah.
I have this up here. I have a dimple here and a dimple here. And people would frequently just kind of wait for us to smile because they would remember Kelly had the dimple.
Right.
L.
Yeah. So thank you for playing along with us.
Yes.
What are our podcasting goals for 2022? Someone asked us that. We just want to keep doing what we're doing.
Yes.
We want to do the hymns that you want to hear.
Yes.
And we're also like hoping that we can do some challenging hymns that you don't know but you're interested in about.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the fear. We do a hymn that nobody knows, but we're excited about it, but nobody really cares.
Right. And the truth is that the more popular hymns that we do get the most listeners.
Right.
So it's this kind of balance of, wanting to please our listeners and wanting to get you all to listen and maybe find new listeners. Did everyone see who commented this week on our post? I don't know if you noticed this, but the writer of Mary Did You Know, Mark Lowry, commented on our post. Was it on Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook.
And he said, "Great podcast. Thanks." And I want to print that out and frame it.
We have a million questions about that. Don't we?
Mark,
I have
come
so
and
many
talk to
questions.
us.
I mean, did you listen to it? Was it?
Did you
just-
listen from the beginning to the end?
Did you just hear your bit, or do you just? I mean, I have a million questions.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We would love to talk with people who are doing worship and using hymns right now. I mean, a lot of our podcasts are about people who've lived hundreds of years
Right.
ago. But to find someone who's kind of doing what we're doing, who love hymns, who love worship, who, are plugged into their church, who are plugged into followers, we would love to connect with more people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
that's
right.
why tagging him was awesome.
Oh, that was amazing.
I thought we could sing a little bit.
I mean, I think that it's a pretty nice long episode, and I feel like I don't have a voice. What do you want to sing?
They want to know where the hymnal is. Sure.
I think it's on the dining room table.
Well,
so
do you have a request? Tell us what you want to hear. I mean, I just thought
I'm thinking
a Christmas.
it's lunchtime.
A Christmas hymn. Do you know this one?
Yeah. All right. So I think that we can have a sing-along podcast on another day.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for celebrating our birthday with us.
It was great to see you. I saw our auntie Anna was
Aw.
here. Our mom and dad were here.
I saw one of my podcasting friends, Aubrey was here. I think it's Aubrey.
But I mean, it's up now, so people
up
can
now.
see it
Yep, I'm
eventually.
gonna publish it. It'll
we
go
tried
up.
to answer your questions. We're going to end up letting you know who was the person, who we
Yep.
are in all the
In
pictures.
all the pictures.
So you could see if
Yep.
you were right or not.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
On Him Talk Twin Talk.